All right, everyone. It seems that the live check has produced itself via Miss Ann Lorient, and there is a whole new FDMG tour that we must explore. So, without further ado, let's get the countdown going. Welcome back, everyone, to another live stream, the most requested live streamer on YouTube. This is the Working Man Podcast with your host, Nicholas J. Fury, where reality checks are free. And this is once again the Working Man Podcast. Yes, it is. Already. Oh, man. Yes, we are here once again. Shout out to They Caught Me. Where is he at? Hold on, wait a minute. Because he in here early. Shout out, They Called Me. I love the intro beat, bro. Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, by the way, I upgraded some of my technical skills a little bit. I can finally show the chats on the screen here. So good for that. Anyway, thank all of you 24,000 people for being here in the live stream. Today, we need to cover Miss Ann Lorient because she has been still doing her thing on the screen on YouTube. Now I guess she's done with the Checkgate thing, and now she's going to go into Umar Johnson, and she's going to open a winery in her basement. And, now she's doing reviews and, of course, the relationship chats, which I don't know how that is like a big thing or whatever. But she's trying to continue to live her life on YouTube, even though her subscriber count is still going down. And she claims that she has all these subscribers and whatnot, channel member. That's what it is, channel member. So also, shout out to Inaprize Entertainment. He did a recent tour of FDMG, which we got to talk about because Umar Johnson says that renovations are complete, but we know that, of course, is not true. All right. So if you are here, thank you very much for your viewership. If you would, please, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. If you are here, please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, you just joined me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, all right? If you want to be notified whenever I go live, of course, or drop a new video. Also, I'm pushing the channel membership strong this month. So if you are a subscriber of the channel and you haven't done so already, please, I would urge you to become a member of the channel, right? I've been starting to crank out members only content. I want to do a video talking about the woman that got yanked out of her car in Dallas. There's been some recent footage, body cam footage that shows the whole thing from the time they pulled her over to the time that the guy dropped the ticket inside the car and then they yanked her ass up out of there. And she, of course, she was recording on social media for her end. And well, we're going to bounce those things off of each other and see how that goes. All right. Anyway, again, become a channel member if you would, please. Also, hit the Cash App. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. You can hit the super chat if you will. Also, if you're on the replay gang, hype this live stream. That would, of course, push me up in the algorithm greatly. All right. And the hype is a very, very good tool. So if you have, if you know how to go down there and swipe left on the comments and hit the hype button, that would greatly get this live stream pushed through the algorithm if you're on a replay gang. Of course, I have also Ko-Fi. I have, I think, a Patreon, all those things. All that stuff is down in the description box, okay? But my main thing is, if you will, please become a channel member. That would help me out a lot. And if you're on a replay gang, of course, hit the hype button, all right? Now, by the way, I had a poll in here. It's probably, can y'all see the poll in the live chat, or is it gone? Because I know sometimes these chats go away, the polls go away after the live stream starts if you do one before the live stream starts. So y'all let me know in the chat, is the poll still in there? Is the poll still there? If not, I need to make another poll before we get into the content, all right? So y'all in the chat, y'all let me know, is the poll still there? Can you see it? If not, I need to make a new one. I need to close this one out and start a new one. So let me know down there, please, while I finish up the setup here, okay? Let me know. All right. Smooth. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Smooth Proof says she's so disrespectful. I used to be supportive. Yeah. She did used to be supportive. I'm sorry. Well, she was very disrespectful, to be honest with you. But now, yeah. You see the poll? Okay. All right. Cool. Great. You see the poll? All right. Cool. Thank you all. Oh my God. They caught me. Thank you. They Caught Me has become a union member, and because of that, you get this.
Donations.
Thank you so much. Donations. Yes, donations indeed. Okay. Man. So gracious.
I'm gracious, but I'm not content.
Not content. All right, thank you. So They Caught Me has become a channel member. Thank you so very much. All right. Continue on, everyone. Again, y'all know how to contribute. But without further ado, 33,000 people in the box. I know what y'all came here for. The poll before we get started, 25,000 votes, I'm sorry. Is this indeed the real check, or the live check as Marianne calls it? 0% said yes, 36% said no, and 64% said her and the check are both fake. Well,
You don't find that suspicious?
I do find it suspicious.
You don't find that suspicious?
I find the check suspicious, but without further ado, let's get to the content, all right? But before we do, Inaprize Entertainment, he is in here. Shout out to Inaprize Entertainment. Where is he at? Let me find his where he at? Oh, I can't get the chat up here now. Inaprize Entertainment says he's in here. Before we get started, I want to review this one more time. Now, I did a video about this, but before we get into the tour, I want to revisit Umar Johnson's words, all right? How he so graciously said that the school is complete. He said the renovations are complete. That's what he said. He said the renovations are complete. All right, let me put my fair use banner up. Fair use to their Breakfast Club, because they like to flag content sometimes. So let me make sure I got my fair use up. Now, Umar Johnson, tell us, is the school complete? Is the renovations complete? Let's go. All right.
You don't find that suspicious?
He said that
You don't find that suspicious?
He said that the renovations are complete on Frederick Douglass' birthday. That was last year. He said that the renovations are complete. And then Charlamagne's gonna say, "Oh, well, we got the what did he say? He said that we got the renovations complete and they are done. Now we just waiting on certificate of occupancy." Enterprise Entertainment. I unfortunately am not running StreamYard, so I got to figure out how to bring you up, because I don't know how to do that. I'm not running StreamYard like some of the other content creators. I did see you on Lennon Live on Lennon's yesterday. He runs live. He runs whatchamacallit, StreamYard. I'm not running StreamYard, I'm running OBS, so I got to figure out how to bring you up, all right, brother? So I do apologize if I can't. I will be reviewing your video, but I can't bring you up. If I might not be able to bring you up, so I just want to let you know that ahead of time, okay? I'm not too sure. All right. Let's continue with Umar Johnson. Inaprize Entertainment. Until I go through this, still give me your comments in the chat as I go through the video, and that way I can pause and I can explain some of the stuff for the video if you want to continue to go in the live chat while I'm reviewing your video, okay? Just so you know. Okay, so basically, your credentials as a school principal, as a school psychologist, okay, and as CEO of FDMG is enough to have what? Is enough to have, you know, the school running without any type of accreditation from any state or city or even government organization. So just on your credentials alone is enough to run the school without any white folks, as you would say, in this, right? And of course, Charlamagne the God is going to continue to glaze you as he does every time you go on the Breakfast Club and say, yeah, you know, well, yeah, everybody knows you got the school. I don't understand what the hate is about. You know, you bought the buildings and, you know, you just need more help. Okay. So because you are a independent school, you're not the only independent school, and you say you're the only black independent school, which I think that's a lie as well. All right. So that just because people pay to go to your school doesn't mean that you have the right to do whatever you want, to have whatever curriculum you want, to feed them whatever food you want, to take them to teach them how to float ships and teach them how to fly helicopters and teach them how to, you know, be black Rambos, as he said. I mean, it's ridiculous. But so you mean to tell me that every continent in the world has been scammed by FDMG? That's what you say.
Ain't no fucking way.
Every country that has donated to your school has since been scammed by you, because it's been since 2019, and you have yet to open the school. By the way, wait a minute, hold on, let me bring this up. Clay Johnson says that, wait a minute, Charlamagne is part of the problem and needs to be held accountable as well. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
He needs to be held accountable, and the whole Breakfast Club needs to be held accountable, because, again, as long as Umar Johnson has a platform, a public platform like this, and we can't cancel him off of, you know, Instagram and nothing else because it's public, but the Breakfast Club will continue to get this guy a platform because he's the most requested scholar, and with his platform, he will continue to garner support. Of course, oh, by the way, I want to review this whole thing, but it's on Netflix, so I'm going to see if I can just put a thumb in the front. But in any case, yeah, this, man, it's just, whatever. Hey, man, they called me and said 46,000 people watching. Why aren't there 46,000 likes? Come on, y'all, hit the damn like button, please, y'all. Hit the like button. Also, like I said, become a member. Shout out to They Called Me for becoming a member. All right. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe if you're new here. Hit the channel membership, super chat, cash apps in the top of the live chat. But let's finish up with Umar Johnson. I just realized y'all couldn't see me. I thought I had all my stuff for me. I was doing a pre-record earlier, and I would do the trailer for the live stream. Man, I couldn't see my handsome face. There, okay, we back up now. Popularity alone will get people through the door. Wait a minute, hold up.
You don't find that suspicious?
So your popularity,
You don't find that suspicious?
and the need, there's no other school that has better statistics of learning than yours. So he's gonna mention this in a minute, that even though we had this one woman that came over, remember that, said, well, she's been waiting for your school to open for 3-4 years. I brought my child down here. We moved down here for your school. I mean, the children that would have been taught in 2019 when your school first opened. Well, let's give you 2020 because you bought the school in 2019. So let's give you 2020 to renovate, open the school. They give you a year, some change. Okay, well, now in 2026, that child then will be graduating high school or maybe in high school right now. I mean, when is this going to be possible? Okay, so he says that he's going to be the answer to all of the low test scores, all of the bad learning in all the surrounding areas and states. He's going to be the one that's going to be the answer. Again, just like, there's the person right here. How will, wait a minute, hold up. I'm going to make sure y'all can see the chat. Bring it up here. How will the teachers pay off the parents? And wait a minute. There we go. How will the teachers, gosh darn it. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm having technical difficulties. All right. I'm having an ADHD moment. How will the teachers, staff, and bills get paid? Parents would have to hit the PayPal and the Cash App. Yes, they will. They will have to hit the Cash App. Wait a minute. Where is it?
Donations.
Out of everything.
Donations.
So everybody, I mean, picture this. He has to pay faculty and staff. He has to pay the cooks, the cleaners, the people that, groom the outside, the landscaping, all the repairs, the internet, the equipment, any type of, monthly certification or anything like that. He's going to do all of that with just donations from the people, with just Cash Apps, Super Chats, P.O. Box, checks and money orders, and any type of other random donations he gets. He can run a whole school for years and years with just that, with no government, or he say money from the white folks, right? No government grants or money or any entitlements, anything like that. Just donations, okay? Right. Now, that brings me to this video right here. Lying on podcasts, FDMG is not, I repeat, not complete. Where's my sound effect? I got to get on it.
Ain't no fucking way.
Inaprize Entertainment, if I'm not mistaken, he lives in Wilmington, Delaware, not far from the location of FDMG. And every time that Umar Johnson goes up and says renovations are complete, he drives by FDMG and chronicles the current state of at least the outside grounds of the school. Now, mind you, if this stuff is complete, then that means that all this stuff is clean, the grass is cut, the mold is gone, the paint is good, all that. Okay. All right. Okay. By the way, wait a minute, where you at? Mind Chaos Brew, how do you do? Thank you for being here. All right. Thank you for being here. Now, let's get into Inaprize Entertainment and check out the latest tour of FDMG.
Good afternoon, good people. Inaprize Entertainment. Not back with another review. We back with another update. An update from Fraud DMG. Now, he just had a Loon interview on the It's Up There podcast. Father David had him on his podcast. And of course, the shameful, disgraceful podcast that he just did on the Breakfast Club. These three entities absolutely need to be ashamed of themselves for black people. For saying that you want goodness for black people, for saying that you want excellence for black people, not promoting such a charlatan like this. And for people like Charlemagne, who wanted to ask softball questions, people like Loon, who wanted to ask softball questions, people like Father David, who wanted to act oblivious, like this dude is doing something for the conscious community, allow me to introduce y'all to what is really here in FDMG. We have trash littered all over the ground. Do you see right there, Charlemagne? That's black mold. case you don't understand, that is a bio and a health hazard, not only to adult human beings, but especially kids with compromised immune systems. See, we have.
Now look at that, y'all. Look at that. Now the school is complete. The renovations are complete. All we need now is the certificate of occupancy, and then we can open the school in August of 2027, right? Because he said we can't do it this year because it's too soon. So we're gonna open it next year. All right. I mean, by the way, the poll. All right. Is this indeed the real check? Which we're gonna get to soon. 0% said no. 49%. I'm sorry. 0% said yes. 49% said no, and 51% said her and the check are both fake.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
By the way, y'all, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, I'm pushing the channel memberships hard, y'all, like I said. So hit the join button down below to become a part of the Working Man Union. All right, hit the join button to be a member of the channel. Also, Cashapp, you can hit the super chat as well, and you'll be recognized here in the chat, all right? Other than that, thank y'all for participating in the poll and in the live chat. We will continue. Oh, by the way, subscribe to Inaprize Entertainment, subscribe to Mon Chaos Brew, and subscribe to They Caught Me. And They Caught Me too. He has a second channel, right? With, I believe, him and his lady. They both do crime content and interrogations. All right, so go subscribe to all three of those people, please. Let's continue.
Unfinished outsides to buildings. Storm drains not connected. We got trash littered on these streets. We won't even get to these other buildings. I'll just have clips of photos of those. We talking about the one that y'all keep promoting, that he keeps promoting, that he puts money into. Fresh trash out here while he's doing all these illustrious podcasts. You know, his 300 dates that he goes on every single year. Why are you not putting the people's money into the people's building, as you like to say? Same crack foundation, but renovations are complete. We're ready for inspection.
Yes, we are.
The certificate of occupancy.
Look at the cracks in the.
Do you see the mold
Look at
creeping through the cracks of this? Charlemagne, Envy, where are you at? I
mean, do y'all see that? Like, look at the cracks. They didn't paint. They at some point painted the outside of this building, right? But look at they paint the railings, but look at the rust stains on the bottom of the railings on the sidewalk on the concrete because they haven't fully cleaned it. Look at the grass. There's still grass coming up down the bottom there where the wall meets the sidewalk. And of course, there's cracks in the concrete and it's not painted properly. And probably has never been no sandblast or anything like that, like cleaned properly. I mean, look at this mess. But they got new doors, right? They got red, black, and green doors with a peephole in there like your grandma's house, right? I mean, yeah.
I want to see you mugs send your kids here first. Look at this.
Look at that crack. Look at this. I mean, they didn't repair the sidewalk. Like, there's a crack right there in the sidewalk, and there's a crack right there where the stairs meet the base of the top of the walkway right there. Rust. I mean, come on. This is what you call renovations? Look at that. Rust coming out because there's a pole. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Let me see this. So there's a crack right there where the pole goes into the concrete, and because there's water down there, it's leaking through the crack into the ground. And that's kind of a biohazard too, is it not? You know, I mean, just saying.
We got liquor bottles. Look at this.
They got new doors. They got a new sign, though. They got an FDMG sign.
Cleaned off.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Broken bottles. Seems like some of the crap that was up here.
We got a gate, though.
Somebody picked it up. I don't know if it was moist or not, but
got a fence that anybody can jump over. I mean,
we got other trash here.
Dead grass. Ugh, look at this.
Look at this.
Newports. Oh my gosh, you smoked those Newports. Oof.
You can't gallivant off into the night constantly and not upkeep your grounds and not take care of your buildings.
Look at that. We got dead. We got a mural though.
This is the extent
we got
of
a
his
mural.
legacy.
I mean, dare I say, this is the best part of FDMG, this mural, because this is probably like the most decorative and least eyesore part of the whole freaking campus, if you will, is this mural that somebody was gracious enough to paint, probably for free, right? There's good artistry here, but this is the only part of the school that you can, I mean, you can't be proud of this really, but it's probably the most aesthetically pleasing part of the whole campus. I'm sorry, and I use the term campus very loosely.
So that's what a real school bus looks like, moist.
Now, this school bus, by the way, there are schools around in this area. There's a Boys and Girls Club behind FDMG, okay? Now, remember the school bus that woman donated to Umar FDMG along with, I think, 10 grand? That school bus is sitting, I think, on the side of the school now, and somebody's stolen the battery out of it. There's windows broken out of it. It's rusty. It's been sitting there for probably months now. It probably hasn't been operated since she gave it to him. It's just collecting dust. You know, it's probably somewhere the crackheads can sleep at night. You know, and this cold get out the wind, they can somehow, you know, jam their way into the school bus and freaking sleep for the night. And they'll tell them what's in there. It probably will never start again because it's been sitting there for too damn long. I saw rusty. Probably belongs in a junkyard by now. But this is a real school bus, probably going to a real school or a real institution where kids are taught or at the very least taken care of, right? By the way, is they caught me the only one that got love for your boy here, or my Chaos Brew? The only two people got, y'all hit the super chat, hit the cash. Who's gonna be the first one to donate, y'all? I need
Donations.
Yeah.
Donations.
Uh-huh.
Donations.
They're going to a real establishment and institution. Look at this. This is supposed to be a safe haven for children.
Trash. Look at that.
Newsflash. Charlemagne.
Trash bag.
Loon. Father David. That particular bag of trash has been there for at least since, I want to say, November. I've done video. That same bag of trash.
Video.
It is getting ready to be April of 2026. While I'm down this way, even though I'm going to take pictures of it.
Let's continue. What else we got going on here?
This is what we say is opening for black boys.
Look at that wall. Look at that
full of mold.
dirt and mold on the wall coming off the ceiling.
That go all the way up.
All the way up. Oh, by the way, when they painted this school, you know, they only went so high because they didn't have all the ladders and all the equipment to actually paint the school properly. So when you look at the school, you see that little line up there right up under the window? That's as far as they got with the paint. The school wasn't even fully painted, to be honest with you, because the ladders only went up so high. The ladders, the equipment they had, because usually you're supposed to have scaffolding and, you know, tie downs for the fall prevention and things like that. They didn't do none of that. They got ladders to go as high as they could go because this was done by, the donors. They had to basically pay. The loyal donors were the ones that painted this school. So they brought their equipment, their own equipment, and they used leftover paint that was left inside the school that was probably already old as fuck. And they painted the school with that. And so you see that line up top right under the window? That's as high as they got. By the way, they didn't prime the freaking wall. They didn't remove the paint that was already there. They just paint over the old shit that was already there. I mean, yeah.
Up to the tippy top.
And of course, now it's all ruined by mold now. It's all ruined.
Power washed off. These buildings literally would have to be destroyed, torn down to the...
Oh, thank you, sir. Enterprise Entertainment said there's never any service trucks out there. Let me go back here. Let me make sure I got your chat up. He said, never any service trucks, supplies, or workers out there. Never any. Wait a minute. There's never any out there. So, and I believe that. It's just, you know, every once in a while he'll have mom and pops out there, you know, doing work or whatever, which you won't barely see because nobody's out there looking. But I bet there's no actual contractors out there doing work on this school ever. I believe that. Ever. And this man probably goes by there. Enterprise Entertainment, in the chat, drop how many times you go by this school, because you said you live there, right? How many times do you go by the school and see the activity going up there? Yep. Let me know down in the chat, all right?
Round. New foundation laid and then built up again. We're talking about millions of dollars in project. Charlemagne, Mr. Bestseller, are you putting the money up? Because you're endorsing him to get likes and clicks on your little radio station. Envy, are you putting the money up? I'm sure you got money from your various real estate ventures, right? Loon, since you were endorsing him, since that's your boy, you putting them.
Shout out to Tanya. So are you there? Do you live there as well? Let me know. Are you there? Do you live in that area? I seen Umar the liquor store. Oh my, wait a minute, hold up. One night. You said you seen Umar the liquor store one night. What was he doing? Was he getting some gin or was he getting some Black and Miles? You know, it's 2 for $99 the game, right? Oh boy. Oh, wow. That's crazy work.
Yep. Look at this. All that is mold and soot.
Enterprise Entertainment said Ray Ray and Cookie ain't been out there either. I drive past Wilmington at least 3 times a week, 2 on a light week, and you never see anybody out there. Wow, that's man. Hold on a second here. Let me lower this down just a little bit because I want to be able to see all of the chat when y'all come up. There we go. All right. 3 times a week, huh? They're never there. That's insane.
Entire walkway. I want to see any of y'all put y'all children here first, since he's such a pillar to the Black community, since he's such an asset to the Black community. Boarded up doors. Where is all the money he's collected?
Well, Tanya, hey, I thank you for your also insight in on this. I didn't know you live in there, man. Who is this? King Key? You also living in Wilmington? What about you, man? Put your experience in the chat. Do you see Umar out there, you know, getting his ashe out there from the FDMG? Let me know.
We don't know, since we can't say for sure how much it is. You know, we're wrong. The struggle Steelers are wrong. Fine. Where's the money you have gotten? You ain't even changed the sign on that one yet.
Now, will you look at that? Will you look at that?
You don't find that suspicious?
God damn.
You don't find that suspicious?
I find it suspicious that you still got the Moyer Academy High School sign. By the way, the video I did, I think yesterday, y'all know that Suki Hana graduated from the Moyer Academy. And I think that's why she is linked up with Umar on some of the stuff, while they have a kinship, if you would, because this is the school that she graduated from. So he's trying to rebuild it in a sense. So maybe there's some type of sentimental link there, I guess. But you still got the sign up on the building. It's boarded up. By the way, I guess this is the one side that he never touches. So, yeah. Man. Mr.
But I
Pressing.
forgot.
Mr. Pressing.
This is the baby.
Yeah.
Illegally mounted door. Painted for aesthetics. That added for aesthetics. And yet.
Hey, to those that live out there, I think it's three of y'all, King Key, Tanya, and Inaprize Entertainment. Y'all let me know if y'all have ever driven by there and see Umar Johnson standing out there going live on his Instagram or his Facebook. Let me know if you ever see him out there on social media.
Your own address label is full of dirt and soot and can barely be seen.
Hit the super chat, hit the Cash App, hit the channel member,
Supporters,
the channel
this
member,
is who you
membership.
endorse.
Somebody show
To the
love, show support.
podcasters that bring him on, this is who y'all big up.
Big up.
Who y'all say that's not a scammer. We'll sit across the street with this in the background talking about run your PayPal.
Run it. Run the PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Run it. 215-989-9858.
And there was a couple groups of kids, group of girls and group of boys. I asked them both, you guys going to FDMG when Umar gets their school built? They were like, no. The boys didn't even know what I was talking about. The girls were like, no, I go somewhere else. Happily. So where's all this my fandom and my notoriety is going to draw kids in? Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The city of Wilmington doesn't even know your name. They don't know you exist, which is why you haven't went into any of these city entities. I told you, Umar.
Shout out to Inaprize Entertainment for the 2.
I better get some more and some more and,
And
some more
and some more. I can't wait to catch him out there on IG. No, I can't wait to catch him out there on IG. If anybody ever catch him on IG, please video that shit and send it to me so I can do a video on that. I can make it known because man, that would be lovely to see him. Because, you know, when you see him on IG, he's holding the phone, and he's got one for IG, and he's got one for Facebook, and he's sitting up there, and he's like, you know, hey, what's going on, family? You know, hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm at FDMG, and, you know, donations, and, you know, hit the PayPal, and he's saying, you know, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858. It's like, man. Yeah. All the time. I would love to see that. All to see that. By the way, user 225.
I better get some more and some more and some more and some more.
User 225. Hey man, I know y'all came here for the Ann Lorient, right? I get it. All right, so be patient. There's only a couple more minutes left on this right here about FDMG, and then we're gonna get to Ann Lorient, all right? Because we gotta break down some stuff. Shout out to My Chaos Brew. And shout out to KKC. We're gonna talk about that here very shortly. All right, I know y'all. I had to get this out, but yeah, thank y'all for the thank y'all for the super chats. Thank you.
Every time you go live, every time you podcast, every time you have something to say about these buildings, I'm going to live. I'm going to video. I'm going to get back to the people what's really out there and what's really real. Because if these punk behind podcasters won't do it for the sake of their wallets, I'll do it for the sake of the people and their money.
Yep. As you should.
This is Inaprize Entertainment. I'm going to continue to expose. I'm going to continue to talk. We out.
Thank you, Mr. Inaprize Entertainment, for your thank you for the tour. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me bring this up too, by the way. Tanya said the whole area has so much for kids. Even a brand new school is less than a mile away. Wait a minute.
You don't find that suspicious?
I do. I mean, so, and again, like she just said, there's a new school less than a mile away. There's so much stuff to do. There's even a Boys and Girls Club behind FDMG. So how is it that Umar Johnson said that this school is going to be that he's going to change the game with FDMG just because of black school with black dollars from the black community for the black community, right? I mean, it's ridiculous. In any case, the moment of truth, all right, the main event, if you will. We are now going to get into Miss Ann Lorient, all right? By the way, thank you to Mike-ish
Donations.
for the $5 Cash App.
Donations.
All right.
Donations.
And he said, don't be allergic to the letter S like Ann Lorient, and don't be allergic to hitting the Cash App or the Super Chat. All right, thank you.
Donations.
Don't be allergic to it.
Donations.
Yeah.
Donations.
All right, now, here we go. Here we go. Here we are. The final public apology and receipt. This is from Ann Lorient. This was March 23rd of 2026. All right, a couple days ago. We're going to get into this and break it down a little bit. There's other people I want to integrate into this breakdown, but we're going to let her start talking, and then we'll pause in between to get some more facts into the situation. Now, y'all know what happened with the check. We ain't got to go through it. We know who exposed it, right? Of course, you put it on Lennon. Lennon went. He did his apology. He's moved on. All right. He hasn't talked about Marianne for quite a while now. Since then, she has gone on to talk about Lennon at every turn. Yes, Lennon deserves some accountability. We are not going to excuse that at all either. But he is done talking about it. He's moved on like he has with other controversies he's had in the past. Marianne, after this, like I said, in my opinion, she could have showed the check in the beginning. If there was actual check, she could have showed it. In my opinion, it would have took the heat off of her because it would have maybe vindicated her somewhat, and then the heat would have went back on Lennon. She didn't do that. She just said, well, there's a live check out there, but I'm not going to show y'all because I don't have to because I only got to show my channel member. And she never did it. And of course, because how the internet works, she caught all the heat. And I would say for the most part, rightfully so. Again, Lennon Honor does also deserve accountability. So whoever says, man, whoever throws this on Lennon, I wouldn't disagree with you on that either. However, how the internet works, she caught the brunt of the heat for this whole check thing, all right? And am I saying it's right? No, but that's what happened. Now, she still refused to show the check. She went to the police station. She started talking about all this shit about Patrick Bishop and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, still saying what Lennon knew. Yes, he probably did know. However, the way he handled it and the way you handled it was definitely not the same. And because of that, well, here we are talking about the check. Let's see if this is the end of Checkgate. Marianne, talk to us, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Marianne's here. I want to come today and talk to my channel members. I want
Channel member.
to thank each and every one of you that stood by my side during my YouTube tribulation. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for your understanding. I also want to publicly apologize for the choices that I made at a time when I should have fall back and do what was right. I exercised poor judgment. I sincerely apologize for that. I should have let my integrity kicked in. I should have let my better judgment, my faith kicked in. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. I can't unwind Father Time's hand. I can't undo what's already been done, but I can reassure you, moving forward, what took place will never happen again. You guys have trusted me. You guys have tuned in and looked at me. You guys have been entertained by me. You guys have formed a bond with me, and I had a connection with my channel member. When I made those t-shirts, it was mind-boggling, the response that I got from each and every one of you.
Now, y'all know about the t-shirts she's talking about. If you've been following Marianne for any amount of time, she made these t-shirts that said, "Where the school at?" And to be honest, they were actually pretty clever. And I guess, her channel members bought them because she said she had ran out of shirts. And so I don't know how many members she has, but I guess she has enough to where she's continuing to talk to them. All right. So apparently she has loyal followers and loyal members. I mean, good for her. She's on YouTube now. Get your bag. However, again, like I said, the way you handle this and like how you, again, you should just show the check in the beginning, man. You actually dragged this out way farther than it had to be. You could have vindicated yourself in the very beginning by not going ham on Lennon's freaking live stream and just going on your channel and say, "Hey, y'all, you know what? There was a fake check. This, blah, blah, this happened." And say, "You know what? Here's the check," right? And if you had did it in the beginning, maybe you could have had some leeway, but showing it now. Oh, she said, "Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my Chaos Brew done came up in here." She said, "No, she's not." I don't know how many channel members she has, but I mean, maybe she just putting on for, the viewers. But they're saying that, I forgot. Matter of fact, I think, who was it? I believe it was COGO. Yeah, I think he went on. You're right, man, Monkey. I think COGO went bought a membership, or somebody did, just so they can go on there and see what kind of content she had. And it was really nothing. So I don't know what kind of member content she's posting, but obviously it ain't very much very good. So let's continue.
I am sincerely remorseful what took place. That check that circulated on YouTube, I should have stepped in and did the right thing at the time when I had the opportunity to. I didn't. This is the check.
Okay. All right. This is the check.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Yes, we do find that check suspicious. By the way, shout out to COGO. COGO out here in the clouds. COGO, you came down from the clouds, brother. Don't worry, because your video finna come up here in just a minute, all right? But in any case, here is the check that she has now shown. It says Mary Ann Lorient. Let me make it bigger so y'all can see it, okay? Mary Ann Lorient, $68,600, check number 340. Mary Ann Lorient from Dollar Bank. Okay. Again, let me go back to the poll. 101,000 people have voted on the poll. Is this the quote-unquote real check, the live check that she was been speaking about for the last 3-4 fucking weeks? Is this the live check? All right. 2% said yes. Okay, all right, that's cool. 2% said yes. 44% said no, and 54% said her and the check are both fake. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to get into some receipts. Now, I'm just going to put the information out there, and I will let you all decide. Again, keep voting in the chat and let me know what you think about this. All right? We're going to go to KKC. All right? No, this ain't COGO. We're going to come to you in a minute. Where is freaking... Here we go. KKC. Marianne caught again. Fake bank check after fake legacy check. Now, KKC went to Dollar Bank's website. We're going to see what he found out, or what he will add to the conversation, if you will, about this check. Thank you, KKC. Shout out to King Kong Crazy.
Check, the fake check, you took that allegedly to the police precinct. Let's just act like you took this to the precinct. Don't you know that this is a fake check within itself? This is a fake check. It's fake. It does not look like the real dollar bank check, people. This is the real one right here. This is what a dollar bank.
Now, he went to the dollar bank website. You can see here. This is a replica of a dollar bank check. All right. Paid to the order of, the number, check at the top, the banking information, your routing number and bank number at the bottom, blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is what she had. Again, she didn't, for one, if this was an actual copy of a real check, why did she blank out all the information? Some of the information you didn't have to redact, like your signature or like who it's from, what it's for. You didn't have to redact anything. Matter of fact, at this point, you shouldn't have redacted anything. Who it came from, the memo, the date, the signature. The only thing in this check that you should have redacted was your bank account information. Everything else should have, or the routing number and the account number at the bottom. Everything else you should let everybody see to reveal that this is indeed a good check, but you didn't do that. Man, you redacted everything except the amount. How does that help your case, Marianne? How does that help your freaking case?
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
I don't know. By the way, we got 148,000 people in the box. Hit the like button. All right, I only got 60 likes. I got 148 people. I should have 148,000 likes in here. Hit the like button, all right? And don't be allergic, like the S's, don't be allergic to the freaking Cashapp or the Super Chat, all right? And don't be allergic to hitting that member button down below. Become a member of the channel. Shout out to, they caught me for becoming a member. And shout out to everybody in the chat that's participating at the moment. Let's continue with KKC.
Check would look like. You would have the name, the address, the city, state. You would have the date over here, the little numbers, the check number. You got paid to, the order of. You got the box with the amount, the dollars, where you put the zero over the 100 right here for the cents and all that. When you write out the amount, you got the memo. You got the route number, the account number. Come on, man. The check number. Let's take a look at Marianne's check. Look at this. Bull jive.
Boot on ground.
What is this? This does not look like the representation that we see right here from Dollar Bank. It does not look like that. You don't know, okay, so she redacted this top line up here that's supposed to be the name, the address, city, and state that the Dollar Bank check shows. But the question is, what's this extra little number right here? This zero, what is that? 0578. What is that? That's not on this Dollar Bank check. Shout out to Mind Chaos Brew because she caught that. Call Patrick Bishop.
Call Patrick Bishop.
Something is going on
Oh,
here.
man. Yes, call Patrick Bishop.
You got the date. Why you block out the date? Why would you block out the date? What's so important about the date? That's telling.
No, and shout out to everybody in the chat. Like y'all say in the chat, the date. Well, I mean, you didn't have to redact the date. Matter of fact, I think somebody said it. Who was it that said it? Somebody said they made a check on Canva. God, wow. Oh man, said they made it on Canva. Damn. Somebody said that you didn't. That the what was it? Yeah, the routing numbers are actually public, which I believe they are. The only thing you really had to redact on here was your account number, if that's a check going to your account. But just for, for privacy purposes, okay, you black out the account number. Everything else in this check, you could have left, wide open for everybody. But that would have looked way better than you blacking out everything except your name and the amount and dollar bank. I mean, come on, man. This makes like you just, and KKC gonna say it in a minute, like you just print a check offline somewhere, fill it in, and freaking made a copy, and then posted, okay, here's the check. If it looks like this, anybody could have got a freaking, Lord have mercy.
Gonna let us know when you really got this check.
Yep.
We should know the date.
Yep. because that would coincide with the lawsuit and
How
everything
do
else
I
you talked
know
about,
this
right?
ain't a check because you completed a project? You blocked out the date, Mary? Dollar Bank check shows the date. All right, fine. What's this little fraction that's up here above the date? What the hell is that? That's not what it shows on the Dollar Bank check right here. Ain't got a fraction. We got fractions on the check, Mary.
Mary?
Check 340, room 130.
Room 130.
Golly, man. You got paid to the order of Mary Ann Lorient. We know that this was written with bubble letter type writing. Females write like this.
Now, I don't know who wrote this. Again, let's take for face value. Let's take for face value, right? If we look at this check, we believe Mary Ann Lorient, which none of us do. But let's say this is a real check, right? Why did you redact everything? And here's another thing. This is a personal check, is it not? Because it's written in, again, like you said, female handwriting. If you got a check from a lawsuit or from a banking institution, wouldn't this information be pre-printed, typed, and printed into the check, right? Who wrote this out? I mean, I know you're talking about, Umar sent a fake check, and then somebody else got a check, and then they wrote this, and then you had to go back and open a new account, blah, 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 this back and forth, which is crazy in itself. So somebody wrote this check out to you from Dollar Bank for $68,600 and gave it to you, and you cashed it. And then you say you didn't trust it, so you went open a new bank account and took the money out there and put it in another bank account because you said long shark, right? Long shark. That's what you said. I mean, it just all looks suspect. The whole story actually really is suspect, how it went from this lawsuit and they gave you a fake check, or you had a fake check somewhere, and then you had to come back here to bring that check back to the lawyer to get a real check, but they got the money from a long shark. And I mean, you can't even keep up with it. I mean, man, bruh. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Hold up. Shout out to user 225 once again.
Donations.
He said, "What would you do if your son brought home Mary Ann Lorient?" I would turn him back around and say, "Leave and go get somebody else." That's what I would tell him. Like, son, what is this? Okay. By the way, again, don't be allergic to the like button. Don't be allergic to the super chat, the Cash App, y'all. Shout out to user 225 for the 199 super chat. Continue, KKC.
She stated that one of his people wrote out the check. All right, fine. They wrote it $68,600. They didn't write this part right here in cursive. You normally get this part written in cursive with the 0 over 100. You ain't getting none of that. Dollar Bank logo tucked right there. Let's go back to the Dollar Bank. Since 1855. I guess that's what that says right there. Why does the font look like that, though? Maybe it's because it's a screenshot. Maybe it's because it's I don't know. I know it's got the double letter like Dollar Bank does. This check is all the way off, man. You can tell that you took a fake check from offline and you redacted all the fake information that you could, and you wrote in your information right there and maybe added the Dollar Bank's bank information, the bank logo right there. I could be wrong. This right here, this fake check right here, the This comes from Dollar Bank's website. So everybody know. This is from Dollar Bank's website. Dollar Bank. I zoomed in on the pay and style. Display your fandom to the whole country with Guardians branded checks. They're branded. They're branded, Mary. They brand their checks, Mary. Why
Mary.
is your check
Mary.
not branded, Mary?
Not Mary.
Call Patrick Bishop. Call Patrick Bishop. Why? Because it's a crime. At this point, I'm tired of it. You want people to call Patrick Bishop? We definitely need to call Patrick Bishop. We need to let him know
Patrick
that,
Bishop.
yes, Mary is out here presenting checks as real. Is it a crime to present a fake check as real? Yes, presenting a fake check as real is a serious crime classified as check fraud or forgery. Mary, you're out here breaking the law. We tired of it. We tired of it. You want us to pass this around as real. You want us to break the law with you so you can have pen pals to write to when you in jail. I don't want to go to jail, Mary.
Mary. Yeah, Mary. By the way, what? Let me get this right. She laid. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I didn't mess with you now. I do apologize. She says, where does Chase Manhattan tie into all this? I have no clue. Where is my...
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
I have no clue what this falls into, all right? There's so many elements of her story at this point. I mean, it's too wild. It's too wild.
Don't let it linger, family. Why? Cuz we'll be figured out. We all going to jail. Getting behind Mary, we all going to jail. Yes, we can look up the check. Shout out to Laurie IRL. KKC, can you look up the plain check that doesn't have the logo from the baseball team? We can do that. Thank you for using your membership to get that message out there. 5 months. I love it. This is wild.
Okay, so y'all get the gist of it, right? We're going to come back to Mary Ann Lorient, but y'all get the gist, right? This check, the way it's written, what she redacted, it all looks hella suspect, right? But she got more to say. We're not done because there's another element of her video that I want to reference. But let's continue.
Circulated on YouTube, but unfortunately, that isn't the check that's circulated on YouTube. Now, as we move forward, we put this behind us, and thank you for those of you that stood by me throughout this ordeal. There's content creator who took the liberty.
Content creator.
Their video, they were disrespectful, condescending,
Yep.
everything under the sun. But at that time, it was a time of confusion. It was a time we couldn't understand what was going on. I've came numerous times to explain the story. Those who chose to understand it, that's fine. And those who chose not to, that's fine as well.
I mean, Mary Ann, your story is so, for one, your story is kind of far-fetched anyway. For two, like I said before, you could have straightened this out if you did it the proper way a long time ago, but you didn't. And so now here we are. Now you're on here talking about we're going to move past it in the future and I sure did this and that. I mean, see, if you had went the corporate route like Lynn Honor said, you might have had a chance, but now you got no chance, all right? Because people have formulated their opinion, and because of your lack of transparency, their opinion has been solidified. It has been encased in concrete at this point. So it doesn't matter what you say at this point. The check looks suspect because, again, if you had a show in the beginning and not with the hella redactions, if you had to show that check in the beginning, maybe you could have came out, you could have dusted yourself off a little bit, you know what I mean, in the beginning. But now, man, yeah. Shout out to user 225 once again. You need a new sound effect. But the dad, old shark lady kitty. The old shark lady kitty cat is magical. Yeah, we're gonna get to Marianne's kinfolk here shortly, all right? But we're gonna let her get to it first on here, and then we're gonna talk about it, all right? We're gonna get to it.
Untrue, what people understand or what they comprehend. But I can say I apologize to all that I have disappointed. I apologize to all that has placed their trust in me. And when the time that arrived for me to do something that was right, I didn't. I went along. I should have fell back, which I didn't. But I take full responsibility for that. And I can reassure you, moving forward, I will never allow anything like this to happen. But there is one channel that will not get a pass. There was one channel that he and his co-host in a third person were unbelievable. They dragged my deceased father in this. That's unacceptable, and that will not be tolerated.
Okay, now let's get on the subject of her deceased father. But before I do, I want to say rest in peace to her father. All right, my father is also deceased, so I understand. How can I put this? When people bring their family into when people's family come into these situations, especially when they're deceased, that becomes unfortunate, right? But again, this is YouTube, this is the internet, and once people start turning over stones, they usually make sure they turn over all of them for better or for worse. All right, so I can't. It's the nature of the business, right? Once you get on the internet's bad side, it's usually quite interesting, if you will. Okay, so her father. Let's talk about it. This is where COGO's video is going to come into play. All right. Shout out to COGO. Make sure I got the video right. Matter of fact, okay, hold up. Okay, we got that done. Well, first of all, let me back up. Shout out to Mind Chaos Brew, because she did a breakdown of this, I believe it was yesterday. Look at it, streamed 1 day ago. This is Mind Chaos Brew's video. It's titled the $68,000, the $68K check that broke the internet, Mama's Closet Reaction. Okay? My Chaos Brew, her father's information is public record. So that can be, so because of that, people can dig up whatever they want, right? It's public knowledge. So for better or for worse, people can find this stuff and look it up, because this was a real situation that happened. Again, I'm not going to I'm not going to give my opinion on this. I'm going to give you all the facts of what happened to her father and the people that were involved in his case. And I will let you all make the determination in the chat and in the poll if that makes your opinion of Marianne even more solidified. We're not going to go into my Chaos Brews live stream. It's 1 hour and 11 minutes. But shout out to COGO. He was so gracious to package all this into a 21-minute video. So we're going to go. By the way, her father looks just like her, like spitting image. I mean, don't you say? He looks just like her. I mean, let me get a better, that, and then you got this. See that? Looks just like her, man. Wow, man. Can't deny that one, huh? Anyway, let's get a COGO. Shout out to COGO, all right? Fair use to everybody, and shout out to fair use to KKC, and fair use to everybody else. Fair use to Inaprize Entertainment. Let's get into Ann Lorient's father, all right? Again, I don't have any opinion on this personally, because, you know, my father's also deceased, so I'm going to give respect on that end that he is no longer here to defend himself. But this was a real case. It actually happened, and it did involve her father. So because of that, let's listen and see what happened. Shout out to COGO.
What's up, world? My YouTube family. I want to start this video by saying I'm not reporting on this to slander anybody. This subject was brought to my attention by Ann Lorient, who spoke about her father. So I wanted to dive deeper into who her father was, and what I found was shocking, to say the least. I first
yes, Tavares, I'm my bad. She looks like him. I'm sorry.
got his name from Mind Chaos Brew. I want to give a huge shout out to Mind Chaos Brew for really bringing this story to the forefront of YouTube. If you haven't checked out her channel, I will be leaving a link in the description. Definitely go over there and check her out. She's got some outstanding content. Mind Chaos Brew. But I want to start this by saying I'm not doing this to slander anybody. I'm just simply reporting on what is publicly already out there. And when I got to looking, I found that this was a shocking and fascinating story. Now I'll be reporting on three things. The first thing will be court paperwork. The second thing will be the New York Times article on this incident. And the third thing, I will show the news clip at the end. So let's get into it, y'all. This is from the DA's office of Kings County, Brooklyn, New York. Ken Thompson, District Attorney. It reads, Flatbush landlord indicted for manslaughter in connection with a fatal fire that left 1 dead and 9 injured. Defendant illegally subdivided apartments, leading to unsafe conditions. Brooklyn District Attorney Ken Thompson, together with the New York City Fire Commissioner Daniel A. Negro, New York City Building Commissioner Rick D. Chandler, and New York City Department of Investigations Commissioner Mark G. Peters, today announced that the owner of a Flatbush apartment building that was illegally subdivided has been indicted on manslaughter and other charges stemming from a fatal fire that left 1 tenant dead and 9 others, including 4 children, injured. District Attorney Thompson said the defendant was well aware of the danger of running an illegal SRO, but chose to ignore numerous violations and vacate orders issued over many years, resulting in the devastating fire that killed a young man and injured many others. Commissioner Negro said, once again, we see the tragedy that unfolds when profit is put before safety. The fire claimed the life of 1 New Yorker, left 9 others with serious injuries, and put more than 100 FDNY members' lives in danger. I commend the great work of our fire marshals and every agency that worked together to bring this case forward and sought justice for the innocent life lost. Commissioner Chandler said, this case shows how illegally divided apartments can cost lives. The building owner's reckless disregard for both the law and his responsibility to protect his tenants cost a young man his life. The Department of Buildings is proud to work with the District Attorney Thompson and our partner agencies and provide critical technical expertise to hold accountable bad actors who put profit ahead of safety.
By the way, the poll, 130 votes. Is this indeed the real check? 2% said yes, 45% said no, and 52% said her and the check are both fake. All right. Again, we have 72,000 likes in here. We got 149,000 people in the box, y'all. Continue to hit the like button. All right. I need more, get my likes up. All right. Get my likes up. Also, hit the join button down below to become a part of the Working Man Union. Become a member of the channel. Hit the join button down below. Hit the Cash App. Is that the top? Is that pinned to the top of live chat? And is you the 225 the only one that got love for your boy in here? We need y'all to hit the Cash App. Hit the super chat. All right, because I do this for fun, all right, but I also do it for funds. Let's continue.
Commissioner Peters said, the charged case demonstrates the disastrous and tragic consequences of skirting the rules and disregarding building safety regulations. DOI reviewed the history of the property and case specifics, uncovering multiple violations issued by the Department of Buildings and false documentation the defendant is charged with using to cover up his neglect and unlawful behavior. We will continue to work with our law enforcement partners to expose those who endanger the lives of others for their own enrichment. The district attorney identified the defendant as Ann Lorient, 78, of East Flatbush, Brooklyn. He was arraigned today before Brooklyn Supreme Court Justice Guy J. Mangiano Jr. on a 14-count indictment in which he is charged with second-degree manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, second-degree reckless endangerment, third-degree assault, and endangering the welfare of a child. The defendant was ordered held on bail of $1 million cash or $2 million bond and ordered to return to court on August 10, 2016. He faces up to 15 years in prison if convicted of the top count. The district attorney said that according to the indictment, Lorient was the owner of 1434 Flatbush Avenue, a 3-story wood frame building with a commercial space on the first floor, residential apartments on the second and third floors, and a cellar. The second and third floor apartments were designed to be one-family railroad apartments, but had allegedly been illegally converted by Lorient into SROs, single-room occupancy, with 6 separate rooms on the second floor and 5 separate rooms on the first floor, a total of 23 tenants occupied.
You know, okay, y'all let me know down in the chat. I don't know if this is actually legal to do without the proper, well, I guess it is because, said situation, but can you do this if you, like, again, just like Umar Johnson, if you have people come through and you have them, certify things and, they go through the proper channels, can you actually break these rooms down to single occupancy rooms, like a whole family or one family freaking apartment into 6 separate rooms or however many rooms? Can you do that? I mean, I know we got, what you call it? I forgot that one service that people use, but you know how they can rent out their house and things like that. You can do that, and you can do that and rent certain rooms out of your house. But man, 23 tenants occupied 11 rooms. So, wow.
Those 11 rooms. On November 19, 2014, at approximately 12:39 a.m., a fire enveloped 1434 Flatbush Avenue, according to the indictment, after a water cooler on the second floor ignited as a result of being connected to an overloaded electrical circuit. The fire spread quickly to the floor, walls, and ceiling of a living room and simultaneously spread through the second floor hallway and up the stairs to the third floor.
Yeah, thank you. Airbnb. You use the Airbnb, that you can do that now, but that house or that space that people are renting, a house that has 5 or 6 rooms where you can rent out each individual room, but those rooms are single occupancy places. This guy took 11 rooms and split them into he took these rooms and split them up without changing the wiring, without changing the plumbing or anything like that. So, man, yeah, he overloaded the hell out of them damn rooms, man. That you can't do that. That is illegal. Wow. Shout out to User 225. Many NC landlords are shady, legal, and subdividing. Man, that is crazy work. Wow. Man, oh man, oh man. That's sad.
20 of the 23 tenants were home at the time, most of them sleeping. The tenants on the second floor escaped on their own or with the assistance of firefighters. The tenants on the third floor were either trapped or overcome by smoke and lost consciousness. Firefighters rescued 6 unconscious tenants from the rooms and hallways on the third floor. Many of the tenants suffered moderate to severe smoke inhalation, and 3 were seriously burned. A 24-year-old man, Jeff Frederick, died of smoke inhalation. Lorient, who was the pastor of a church located on the ground floor, is alleged to have recklessly disregarded safety issues despite numerous violations and vacate orders variously issued by the New York City Department of Buildings, Department of Housing Preservation and Development, and the New York City Fire Department dating back more than 10 years. It is alleged that Lorient filed false documents asserting he was no longer operating the buildings as an illegal.
Shout out to COGO for the 199 super sticker. Appreciate it. Oh, by the way, and shout out to User 225 for the previous super chat. And he put another one again for the 199. Mal charges extra to take out the digital wig. Oh my God. Okay, man. Oh boy. Now again, he said it was a patch on the bottom floor. Now, could this be a man that did the wrong thing for the right reasons? Well, I don't know if he was charging these people, but he was a pastor, right? And maybe he wanted to make sure people that was less fortunate had a place to stay. So he took these apartments and he freaking broke them all down to single room, single occupancy fucking rooms. Is it possible? Y'all let me know down in chat. I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, I'm just devil's advocate. Is it possible that this man was trying to do the wrong thing for the right reasons? Is it possible for that? I mean, pastors make mistakes all the time, but I mean, because I don't know if he was charging. I assume he was charging for these rooms, I guess, but okay, KFG, man. I'll just, hey, man, you know what? I gotta play devil's advocate. I'm sorry. I know. Stop. Of course. Now, okay. Hey, man, look. All right, sweet day. Okay, all right. He was greedy. All right, fuck it. He was greedy. All right. Yep. Okay, good old greed. Tavares said the same thing. Good old American greed. All right, well, all right, the eyes have it. Greed, nope. He's a fucked up pastor, and he freaking made these rooms, and he got one person deleted for sure, and possibly a bunch of others. So, all right, y'all, the chat has spoken. All right, got it.
SRO, but after inspections confirming his assertions, he quickly converted the buildings back to illegal SRO. Furthermore, it is alleged because of the conversion, there were power strips and multiple extension cords in every room and stretched into hallways, and electrical outages due to overloads were common occurrence, which Lorient knew because of notices of violations received from HPD. In fact, according to the investigation, nearly every room had a television and refrigerator, and many had air conditioners, space heaters, microwaves, cell phone chargers, laptops, and hot plates, seriously compromising the electrical system. A tenant on the second floor had an electric water cooler. The overloaded system caused a wire to the water cooler to laptops and hot plates. Investigation, nearly every room.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold up. In fact, according to the investigation, nearly every room had a television, a refrigerator, and many had air conditioners, space heaters, microwaves, cell phone chargers, laptops, and hot plates, seriously compromising the electrical system. A tenant on the second floor had an electric water cooler. The overloaded system caused a wire to the water cooler to overheat and erupt. In addition, the building failed to offer two means of egress, which is by law, and the single fire escape for the building was inoperable. The case was investigated by Fire Marshal John Orlando of the New York City Fire Department, Barry Rahm, Chief of Investigations of the New York City Department of Investigation, Executive Engineer Diego Shamish, Principal Engineer of Marco Frias. God, man, too many names. A whole bunch of people in the legal department. Wow. Sheesh. Man, oh man, oh man. By the way, shout out to Mr. Kev G. Says, shout out to you, fam. Keep up the good work. Working Man Podcast. Thank you, brother. All right. Like I said, y'all got me on the one thing, dog. Hey, man. But I appreciate your donation, brother. Thank you very much. And Angie Woolridge, 7485 with the $2 super chat. Falsifying documents runs in the family. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Then blame. Oh yeah. Oh man. Hey, COGO, hold on. Slow down, COGO. Because I'm running your video. All right. So don't give him too much yet. Hold on. We're gonna get to that. Because it's your video. We're gonna pace it. All right. And by the way, thank you all for the donations. I need somebody to join the channel membership. Please, if you will, if you feel it on your heart. Thank everyone for your donations and for your participation. All right. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Television and refrigerator, and many had air conditioners, space heaters, microwaves, cell phone chargers, laptops, and hot plates, seriously compromising the electrical system. A tenant on the second floor had an electric water cooler. The overloaded system caused a wire to the water cooler to overheat and erupt. In addition, the building failed to offer two means of egress as required by law, and the single fire escape for the building was inoperable. The case was investigated by Fire Marshal John Orlando of New York City Fire Department, Barry Rahm, Chief of Investigations of New York City Department of Investigations, Executive Engineer Yigal Sharmash, Principal Engineer Marco Frias, and Electrical Engineer Mathar Abbasi of Department of Buildings, and Detective William Simon of the New York City Police Department Cold Case Squad. The rest of this indictment is just stating the prosecutors and lawyers that were involved in this indictment. But one very important thing at the bottom I want to read is an indictment.
Tavares, do you don't? Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. You don't know what a hot plate is, Tavares? Hold on a second. I'm gonna let you know what a hot plate is, because I've used hot plates before myself. Let me show you what a hot plate is. Let me go to the Googles and show you what a hot plate is, because maybe you don't know. All right, you may have the privilege of not having to have used one before. Hot plate. It is a device that you use when you don't have a stove to be able to cook your food should you not have one. So here we go. Let me show you the hot plate right here, brother. This is a hot plate. It is a portable device where you can plug into the wall and it has a single eye, sometimes multiple eyes. Eyes being something that you cook on, it heats up, and you can cook your food on it. All right? You cook your food on it. These are old school ones right here. That's got the little wire on. These are the old school joints right here. All right, you plug it in, you heat it up, you put your pot on there, cook whatever you're cooking. Okay? Just like that, hot plates. Okay? They got a little more advanced now, like on your like on the modern stoves now, where it's not a little ring, it's just an eye that heats up like this. But these are hot plates. All right. I've used these deployed overseas as a soldier. I've used these as a young man to cook stuff when I was in the barracks and stuff like that. That's what you use to cook food when you don't have a full stove, if you will. Okay. That's what that is, my brother. Okay. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get back to my boy here. Okay. Now, we're done with that. King Keys, let me give you a super chat. Let me give you one. Let me give you one too. Thank you very much for the super stick. I appreciate that. And Kev G has become a channel member. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right. And King Geese celebrated their first super on live stream. All right. Thank you very much for your super sticker. And it's your first super chat on a live stream. So this is your achievement, sir. Thank you very much. Let's get back to COGO.
Is nearly an accusation and not proof of a defendant's guilt. Okay, this is the New York Times article. It says, Brooklyn landlord charged with manslaughter in fatal fire. A Brooklyn church pastor was charged on Thursday with the manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide 2 years after a huge fire swept through an illegally subdivided building he owned, killing a 24-year-old tenant and injuring 9 others. For more than a decade, prosecutors said the pastor, Ann Lorient, 78, had ignored citations from the New York City Fire Department and orders from the city's building department to vacate the 3-story wood frame building at 1434 Flatbush Avenue. While operating his church, Iglesia Baptiste Carter Celeste, out of storefront on the ground floor, Mr. Lorient had unlawfully turned 2 upper stories of the building into single-room occupancy housing, prosecutors said. Although the subdivided floors had been designed to be one-family railroad apartments, they added Mr. Lorient had converted them into 11 separate rooms and rented them to a total of 23 people. Not long after midnight on November 19, 2014, a fire broke out in the building after a water cooler on the second floor connected to an overloaded electrical outlet burst into flames, according to a 14-count indictment against Mr. Lorient issued by the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. Almost all of the tenants were home when the fire started, most of them sleeping. More than 100 firefighters responded to the blaze. Though it was under control within 2 hours, local residents later described a scene of charred beams, broken windows, and heavy smoky odor that lingered for hours. The firefighters were able to evacuate many of the tenants who were overcome by smoke and had lost consciousness, but they were not able to save one tenant, Jeff Frederick, 24. Rest in peace, Jeff Frederick. The defendant was well aware of the danger of running an illegal SRO, Ken Thompson, the Brooklyn District Attorney, said in a statement on Thursday, referring to the building's single-room occupancy units. Mr. Thompson added that Mr. Lorient chose to ignore numerous violations and vacate orders issued over many years, resulting in this devastating fire that killed a young man and injured many others.
Think about that, y'all. This man said, COGO just said it. Over 100 firefighters had to respond to this. The whole freaking building went down. Commercial space and tenants, occupancy rooms, people could have lived in the right way. And your church at the bottom floor, the whole building in flames. I mean, man, chose to ignore numerous violations and vacate orders issued over many years. I mean, that is undeniable and irrefutable evidence. The defendant was well aware of the danger of running an illegal SRO. Man. Wow, let me run that back. The 100 firefighters responded to the blaze. Though it was under control within 2 hours, local residents later described the scene of charred beams, broken windows, and heavy smoke odor that lingered for hours. Man, smoke inhalation, all that.
Were home when the fire started, most of them sleeping. More than 100 firefighters responded to the blaze. Though it was under control within 2 hours, local residents later described a scene of charred beams, broken windows, and heavy smoky odor that lingered for hours. The firefighters were able to evacuate many of the tenants who were overcome by smoke and had lost consciousness, but they were not able to save one tenant, Jeff Frederick, 24. Rest in peace.
Shout out to COGO. He says, so he shot me at the end of the video. Oh man. I mean, thank you for the shout out. We're gonna get to the end here very short. Well, I won't say shortly, but we're gonna get there.
Frederick. The defendant was well aware of the danger of running an illegal SRO, Ken Thompson, the Brooklyn District Attorney, said in a statement on Thursday, referring to the building's single-room occupancy units. Mr. Thompson added that Mr. Lorient chose to ignore numerous violations and vacate orders issued over many years, resulting in this devastating fire that killed a young man and injured many others. In the same statement, Rick D. Chandler, the commissioner of the buildings department, said, "This case shows how illegally divided apartments can cost lives." As Brooklyn prosecutors investigated the case, they discovered in almost every room power strips and multiple extension cords, some stretching into the hallways, Mr. Thompson said. At his arraignment on...
You know what? At work, they talk about this. They had power strips and multiple extension cords, some stretch to the hallways. Y'all have probably heard this. Most of y'all, if you're in an industrial job or, wherever, they talk about daisy chaining power strips. It overloads the system because you'll have a power strip with 6 plugs, right? You'll have 5 plugs full with all your devices, and then the 6th plug, you'll have it run to another power strip that's powering more devices. Well, that circuit, that plug is only designed to handle a certain amount of amperage in volts, right? Certain amount of power. Basically, what he's saying is that almost every plug, every circuit in his apartment was overloaded. And that one water heater was pretty much once he plugged that in and started turning on, because that water heater, those water kettles, if that's what you're talking about, it takes a lot of power to run, a lot of amperage. Once he plugged that thing in and turned it on, it pretty much overloaded every circuit in the damn apartment building.
Thursday in state Supreme Court in Brooklyn, Mr. Lorient was also charged with reckless endangerment, third-degree assault, and endangering the welfare of a child. He pleaded not guilty to all of the charges and was ordered to be held on bail of $1 million cash. He faces up to 15 years in prison if convicted. Okay, so that is the New York Times report. Next, I'm going to play the CBS local news report from Brooklyn.
A Brooklyn pastor is behind bars tonight, charged with manslaughter in a fire that left a man dead. Good evening once again. I'm Maurice Dubois.
And I'm Christine Johnson. Welcome back to the broadcast. The fire happened 2 years ago, but police just caught up with the pastor in Florida Tuesday night, and he was in court here in New York this afternoon for arraignment.
Prosecutors say he illegally subdivided apartments in his building, putting tenants at risk. CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez has a story from the courthouse. It's new at 5:30.
A fall from grace for highly regarded Brooklyn pastor Umar Lorient. The 78-year-old landlord held his head high in criminal court, pleading not guilty to causing a devastating fire that killed one of his tenants and injured 9 others in November of 2014. A family spokesperson says the pastor is innocent.
We do feel that there is some kind of bias with this situation because he's a very respectable member of this society, or the Flatbush community. Everybody knows him.
At the time of the fire, 23 people were living in Lorient's Flatbush Avenue building that he allegedly converted into 11 illegal apartments and illegally ran his church on the first floor. Investigators say the deadly fire was caused by an overloaded electrical circuit, an issue prosecutors say Lorient failed to fix. They say the pastor intentionally overlooked several safety issues, ignoring multiple building violations and vacate orders from the city. Problems that prosecutors say stretched over more than a decade.
The most egregious of these violations included not having a working fire escape in the rear of the building.
This man didn't even have a working fire. Oh my. I mean, okay. Egress. One of the most important things about any place that people live in or any structure in general is having two ways to get out. There's very few places that you can get by without having two exits, all right? Especially in a commercial building or an apartment building like this. You gotta have two ways to get out, all right? And basically, y'all, what he had just to get out the door of the apartment and go down the stairs. I mean, that was about it. And well, if the freaking fire's in the freaking hallway, how is people gonna get out from the third floor? They're gonna jump, you know? Unsafe. He ignored all of these violations, and it finally caught up with him in a very lethal way. And what COGO said a few minutes ago, watch this, the level of arrogance, the level of, watch what he does.
While continuously illegally converting the second and third floors into SROs.
Lorient claims his tenants divided the apartments and subletted them to make money.
The gall. He says that the tenants, he blamed the tenants. He blamed the tenants.
Nick, you're stupid.
It's their fault. They said they divided that. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do it. So, okay. Let's say that they did divide up the rooms. Well, did you tell them to break it up? Did you evict any of these people that were dividing the rooms? No, you didn't. So something that when I was in the military, I was going to a particular school, and one of the instructors told me, you know what he said? He said, silence is agreement. And that always stuck with me. He said, silence is agreement. So at best, you're a weak tenant or you're a weak landlord. At the worst, you're a slumlord. Okay? And well, it seems as if by the evidence, by your conviction, you are a slumlord. Because if they divide the rooms with themselves, you didn't do anything to stop it. So that makes you just as complicit, and you're the owner. So guess what? Either way, you're going to go to jail. But again, by the freaking the evidence and everything that was presented, you had plenty of warnings, you had plenty of freaking notices. You ignored all of them. So guess what? It's on you. You're the slumlord. You allowed this to happen. You divided these rooms up, let these people stay in here under the worst conditions possible, and got paid for it, and then somebody died.
Was trying to evict those people for so many years, and it was very unsuccessful of doing so.
If Lorient is found guilty of the most serious charge of second-degree manslaughter, he could face up to 15 years in prison. The judge says at the pastor's age, that could be a death sentence. In downtown Brooklyn, Hazel Sanchez, CBS 2 News.
Lorient is also facing civil charges in connection with the fire. He's currently being held on $1 million cash bail.
Now, there's one thing I want to take away from that news report, that Mr. Lorient blames the tenants and not himself for the tragedy that happened. And this is why I've always said this about Marianne. Her lies are dangerous. She will not take accountability to fix anything that she has lied about. Matter of fact, she will sacrifice others just so she won't be embarrassed in the public forum. And that's why I stay on her neck about the things that she lies about and does, because she's a dangerous person when it comes to.
By the way, COGO, thank you for the Cashapp, brother.
To it. All liars that will stand by an obvious lie to the degree that she does are dangerous people, because no matter what, they will try to prove themselves right, even if it hurts others. You can look at what she's done as far as damage to people's reputation and the possibility of people's channels getting stricken by the false information that she put out, including my own channel. And she doesn't care. She continues this campaign of, oh, this check is real. And look at the degrees to which she takes it to, presenting fake check after fake check and fake stories after fake story. Just so what? So she looks good to the public? That's dangerous behavior. Marianne is a menace. And when people lie to the degree that she lies, people get hurt. I don't see a positive outcome coming from the things that she does. People get hurt mentally, physically, or financially when someone sticks to an egregious lie like she does.
Now, I'm not gonna. Well, I will let you all in the chat decide this because the way COGO says this is basically saying that the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree. This man did his tennis wrong, and it ended up somebody losing their life. Marianne is faking his check thing and putting all the blame on Lennon, right? Just like he put the blame on the tennis. I mean, again, I will let you, the jury here in the chat, decide what's going on with that. But I mean, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, I guess it's not a chicken, right? You know what I mean? So anyway, the poll. Let's continue with the poll. 160 votes. Is the check indeed real? 2% said no still. 47% said, 2% said yes. 47% said no, and 51% said her check and her are both fake. All right. Hit the like button. All right, I got 83,000 likes. I got 138 people here in the box. Hit the like button. Participate in the chat. Cashapp, Super Chat, you already know. By the way, hit the join button down below. Become a member of the Working Man Union, the union member. Please become a channel member, if you will. All right, let's continue with COGO.
I know from personal experience, lies can ruin families for generations. Lies can get somebody.
Yeah, by the way, COGO went on. He searched this picture because she posted this picture, I think, for Christmas, right? Pot roast for Christmas Eve. Happy holiday. This picture was a Google picture, a picture that she pulled from Google. He researched, I think, 2 or 3 pictures that she posted to her community tab that were actually pictures from Google, and she presented them, or it seems as if she presented them as something that she was actually doing or had cooked or whatever. But it's actually just an image that she pulled off of Google. It's, man.
Killed. So the best thing to do is to not lie. But if you do lie and you get caught lying, fess up, own up to it. Everything will be okay after you tell the truth. But if you continue with the lie,
wow,
especially when people know you're lying, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to hurt your reputation, and you may end up.
Now, if you frame this picture as, hope, there was definitely a way that she could have framed this where it didn't seem like she was posting as if she cooked this stuff, or you know what I mean? It's like, and again, I get it, man. Let's reset for some fun time Super Bowl. I get it, man, but you're just trying to promote everybody having fun, eating good, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, but come on, man. It does on the back end. It does make you look hella fake for real, man. It's wow. Sheesh.
Hurting other people. I did not make this video to slander Marianne's father. It's all public information. I didn't have to look far to find it. My heart goes out to Marianne and her family for the loss of a father. I know how that is. My heart also goes out to the family of Jeff Frederick, who lost his life in this incident, and all those who were affected by this fire. And with that, I want to give another shout out to Mind Chaos Brew for bringing this subject to the forefront. And also, I want to thank all the content creators who have allowed me to be in this space and have supported me in this space. Creators like Lennon Honor, who, if not for him, I would not have what little success I do have on YouTube. I owe Lennon Honor a lot. Also, Lady Luck Club, Uncle Mo TV, The Working Man Podcast.
Shout out The Working Man Podcast. Hey, man. I'm just a little old YouTuber, you know what I mean? By the way, I'm trying to get to doggone 5,000 subscribers. So y'all, if you're new in this chat, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Rim TV. And one of my favorites, and who I think is one of the funniest, Random University. And also thank you to all those who watch my videos, all my subscribers, and everybody in the chats that I go into that show me lots of love. I mean, lots of love. I want to thank you all. It's been an amazing journey, and I hope I can continue to give you good content, good videos, something to make you laugh. And thank you also to those who listen to my music. I'm going to keep putting out music for you. I'm having a great time here on YouTube, and I just really can't thank everybody enough. If there's any content creators who I forgot, it was not intentional. And I just want everybody to know how much I love y'all for loving me. With that, see you on the next video. Thank you.
Shout out to COGO. Shout out. All right. By the way, shout out to Lady Luck Club. I see you up in here. I watch your content too. Hey, man. Shout out to Lady Luck. All right. So we got the story of Marianne's father. Okay. Again, rest in peace to her father, but he was foul. All right. Oh, by the way, something I need y'all to know. And COGO, this goes for you too, man. Something I don't know if y'all are tracking. Let me see here real quick before we get back to Ann Lorient's video. Some that y'all might not be tracking. Let's see here. Hold on. Something that I need y'all to know. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Check this out real quick, y'all. OpenAI closes Sora video making app and cancels $1 billion Disney deal. All right. I don't know what happened. I don't know if this because they're maybe afraid that there's online AI prawn, or because of image and likeness issues, anything like that. But they are getting ready to shut down the Sora AI video making app. So if for you all that makes the funny videos and the music and all that kind of stuff, if you make that stuff on Sora, you need to find another platform quick, fast, in a hurry, because they're getting ready to close this app down. Okay? They're getting ready to close it down. I don't know what happened, why, but it's about to go bye-bye. All right, just so y'all know. So let's get back to Ann Lorient and hear the rest of what she has to say in this last 6 minutes before we close out.
Memory? No, that won't be tolerated. That won't be acceptable. My father came to
Peace to you too, Lady Renee. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
America with $1 in his pocket when he walked in the Bank of America to exchange that Haitian dollar to an American dollar. They gave him 20 cents. That was the value of the Haitian dollar at the time. He was at a foreign land, no family, no friend, and a foreign language. New York City is the financial heartbeat of the United States of America, one of the greatest countries in the world. My father, at the time of
Hey, Christy Lee, I saw that too. Meta got sued, and platform Meta and Google got sued, and they actually lost that lawsuit. I forgot who did it, but there was some type of lawsuit where they were talking about, I forgot what it was, but if y'all want to, we can cover that real quick after Marianne finishes up, right? Because that was actually a pretty interesting case.
live in this world, going to his Heavenly Father, has obtained 3 buildings in New York. And at the time of transition, there was no mortgage on any of the building. My father, at the time of transitioning from this world to his maker, had 2 private homes, and there was no mortgage on any of those homes. That's what you call building financial wealth for your offspring.
Okay, now 2 things can't be true at the same time, right? This man could have made, garnered or created generational wealth for his family or his children, aka Ann Lorient here. Got some homes and other type of investments and things like that to pass on to his offspring, to, his children and grandchildren, things of that nature. What is also true is how he got that generational wealth might have come through less than honorable means. Okay, so Marianne, if he made a better way for you, and then that's definitely something that could be appreciated from your side, right? That he made a better way for you and for your children and your children's children. Okay, great. What's also true is that in his transition, okay, he got some debts to pay maybe on the other side of his transition, okay? And we can also say that, right?
My father was a kind, compassionate man. My father was the type, he would take the shirt off his back for an individual. You understand? My father said with present.
On Sasha Love 83, she says, being an immigrant doesn't mean once you make it here, it's okay to treat others how you were once treated. And I agree that wholeheartedly. Now, people can say have whatever opinion you want to say or whatever opinion you want to have about, the immigrant crisis, whatever's going on, in our United States of America. But what is going on is that some immigrants come here and they have the different mindset, or they have, how can I put this? They treat us how they were treated in their home country, and that's not right. You can't crap on Americans. You can't take advantage of us just because you would take advantage of your own country. And swindling us is not going to work well here. You might be able to get away with that in your other countries, maybe if it's less fortunate and there's corruption, and so you can get away with those kind of things. But in America, there are consequences, all right? And that's one thing that's one thing that kind of, is grinding gears of Americans, is this whole thing about disrespecting us in our country because of whatever you went through in yours. So just saying.
My father sat with congressmen. My father sat with many councilmen. My father is known in the Puerto Rican community for helping those with immigration issues. My father is known in the Haitian community in Brooklyn, New York, for helping those with immigration problems. My father was a man of faith. And for them to sit on their platform and degrade my father's memory, no, that will not be accepted. That will not be tolerated. Where I come from, that is lowball disrespectful, and that's a no-no. It upset me, and it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Now, Marianne, look. She. This is the first time I see Marianne like for real pissed. Like every other time, I think she was kind of performing, but this time, I think she was. I heard a little crackle in her voice when she was speaking about this. And again, okay, if somebody if somebody said something about my dad, whether it was public or not, I'd be pissed too. So from Marianne's perspective, I understand how this would be triggering. Okay. But unfortunately, all this stuff is public knowledge, and the facts are the facts, regardless of how you feel about your father. And of course, you have an opinion about your father because that is your father, right? You're going to see him in a way no matter how the rest of the world sees him. So I also understand that. So, but to be fair, somebody like COGO, he didn't disrespect your dad. He gave the facts of the situation concerning your father. And people are going to interpret it however they want. And added your current situation with what happened to your father, people are going to have a more strengthened opinion about you because of what happened, what your father went through. Okay, so yes, they're going to paste his situation onto yours and say, hey, look at him and look at you. All right. And again, all the information is public knowledge. So people do have the right to feel however they want to feel and react however they want to react based off what he did, that the facts are laid out, that he got he was tried with the court and was convicted of, right? Was charged with, and along with what happened with you in this whole check thing and the blame game that you gave and the lack of transparency you gave on the back end, and they're going to say, okay, like father, like daughter. That's what they're going to say. Let's continue.
Hurtful, and I can't wink at their ignorance. Now, out of the three of them, the third one, she made a public apology and she made a private apology. I put her on pause.
Now, I don't know who she's referring to. I know about My Chaos Brew because a lot of people saw this information from her live stream. I did as well. I don't know the other two people that she's referring to, but Y'all let me know down in the comments if you know the other two individuals that she's referring to.
But those two, no. You brought that energy. You talk about my father. You understand? This is the energy you cow.
Okay, well, he passed away before trial. Rest in peace to her father. He passed away before he got I guess, sentenced, right? So that's unfortunate, but again, rest in peace to her father. All right, let's continue on with the content.
Bring the three of you are not half of human being that my father was. Do you understand? My father was a man of integrity, a man of faith. How dare you degrade my father's memory? How dare you? I'm gonna tell you something. When you want to put my mouth in my name in your mouth, when you want to talk about my father, coward behind avatar, coward. Say your name. Say your name. That same energy you have on YouTube, bring it outside. Bring it offline. Okay? You're a coward. You're a loser. What did I tell you, channel member? People that are hurt people try to hurt others. These people.
She said, bring it outside. Shots fired. Shots fired. She said, keep that same energy when I see you. She said, it's on site to you. That energy that you got on YouTube, bring it outside. She talking greasy now.
Have nothing going in their life, okay? They sit on YouTube to tear others down when there's nothing happening.
Job turkey.
Okay? During this ordeal, do you know how many information I got on some of them? There's a channel member,
How many information? Mary Ann, God. You run a business as a production. You have a production company. I'm sure you are well educated, at least a good high school diploma from a good school. You know what I'm saying? You understand you have a good understanding of the English language. How is that you cannot pronounce S's? You cannot create sentences with past tense in it. Channel member. I mean, come on, no S's. Ah, man, give me a break.
Went on and went in and went in. And they send me a voicemail of this lady who can't make her rent. Madam, you can't make your rent, but you have time to degrade others. How you could sit and make video on Umar and you can't even make your rent? Last time I checked, Candace Owen was a homeowner and you're degrading this woman. You had a lot to say about me.
Okay, shout out to, I believe it is, let me make sure I read it. Sasha Loves, I believe she's talking about Red Room and Trip C. LLC, and COGO said LLC is the only one I know that reports on Candace Owens. Okay, well, I guess we know who she's talking about then.
Here, I have not disrespected any content creator. I have not bothered anybody. Yes, during the check stuff, there's a lot of confusion. There was a lot of chaos. What did I say? I extend grace to all that did not extend grace to me. But that channel that degraded my father memory, no, they will not get a pass. They will not get a pass. I just want you to remember, you talk about my father. You talk about my father. That's unacceptable, and that will not be tolerated. Channel member, thank you for your support. Thank you for standing by my side throughout this ordeal. Moving forward, may nothing like this ever happen, I guarantee you. I will always stand on the side of integrity. And thank you for those of you who have faith, who have lifted me in prayer, who have reached out to me behind closed door, who have sent Bible verse to me. Thank you. I do not want you to think I took that lightly. You guys helped me through this journey. And let me tell you something. I'm the type of person, when I go through something, I learn from it and I take from it to make me a better person.
Oh, a conservative Spartan it said Puerto Rico do not have immigration problem. My husband is not going to appreciate he's not American. No. I'm talking about like actual immigrants from other, countries that are not American or not American. What do they call that? I guess an affiliate of America, like Puerto Rico and other places, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that are actual immigrants from like South America, you know, from Africa, from Europe, you know, stuff like that. Okay. I mean, if you are from America or you're from a country that is, I keep forgetting the word because there are other countries like Puerto Rico and other like some Caribbean nations that are, I forgot what they call them, but they're affiliated with America, even though they're not an American state. Province, there you go, province. All right, so no, I'm not referring to, you know, people that are a province of America or from America. So much respect.
Grown from this experience. Thank you. Thank you for each and every one of you that supported me. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. May I continue to bring you educated content, entertaining content, not buffoonery, but
That's what I meant. Thank you, Tavares. An American territory, U.S. territories. Piccolo Guppy. Yes. Greer Jones. All that. Yes. Territories of America. That's what I meant.
content that would uplift you, content that would edify you, content that we could learn from.
Okay, Mr. Angel said, okay, he cleared it up. She responded to Ann Lorient saying her dad helped Puerto Ricans with immigration issues. Okay, gotcha. Now, I don't know how long Puerto Rico has been a province or a territory of America, so I'm not sure about that either, because she's talking about when her dad was back in like way back in like the, oh man, I don't know, the 40s, 50s, something like that. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Powerful.
And may my space be a fun space and an enjoyable space. Once again, my sincere apology for me not making the right choice, for me failing you with my poor choice. But I can reassure you, moving forward, this will never happen again. Thank you for your support. I don't take any one of you for granted. Thank you for standing by me and supporting me. And I'm glad we can move forward from this check fiasco. Ann Lorient.
Well, Marion, I don't know about this, about the check being real or not, but you should have moved away from that check a long time ago.
Yep.
You should have either showed the check or just shut the fuck up.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Either way, y'all, I guess that is the end of Checkgate. Maybe we'll see what other content Ann Lorient decides to put out there, and if it's any of buffoonery or ignorance or foolishness, we will definitely cover it. But moving forward, I guess she has vindicated herself with this check that doesn't really look like a check. It's a copy of a check. But in any case, look like she's going to put it to bed and then move forward with other content. As you see, because now she's talking about Umar Johnson. She's reacting to the Breakfast Club, which wasn't really a reaction. It was really an opinion piece. It was a talking head video where she was just giving her opinion because it wasn't a reaction. But okay. All right. Thank you to, wait a minute. I got to keep looking at that thing. I got an iPad right here. Thank you to Mitters and Geta. I'll probably mess that up. 2576 said Puerto Ricans became a U.S. citizens on March 2nd, 1917. Okay. Oh, wow. And Conservative Spartan said, my hubby is from Ponce. He is an American, Ann Lorient. Okay. Well, yeah, man. Yeah. But you see, this is the end of Checkgate, I guess. But this won't be the end of us talking about Ann Lorient. And guess what? More people are probably going to talk about this check moving forward until it's over. They're going to wring all the juice out of this story for sure. Mr. KFG, let me put you back up. Says, when are you going to do a live stream outside of the FDMG? Well, Mr. KFG, oh, by the way, thank you for the $2 super chat. I covered the actual FDMG tour at the beginning of this live stream. So once I shut this down, if you want to go back through and look at it, check it out. I did cover that earlier in the stream before we went to Ann Lorient. I covered that for about 45 minutes. So there's that. any case, y'all, that is the end of Mary Ann Lorient and the check gate scandal. So we're going to shut this down here because I've been going on for about 2 hours and I'm a normie, so I got to go to work in the morning, all right? So I want to give my thanks before I shut this down. Shout out to Mr. Kev G for all his super chats and his channel membership, okay? Shout out to user 225 for his financial contributions and his all his super chats. Shout out to King Geese for his. Shout out to Angie Woolridge. Shout out to COGO for his video and his super chat and his Cash App. Okay. Shout out to user 225 again. Shout out to They Caught Me for his channel membership. Shout out to Mikeish for his Cash App. And thank you to everybody that participated in the live chat, that viewed this live stream, and that participated in the poll. And as we round this out, 188,000 votes. Is this indeed the quote-unquote real check or the live check that Miss Mary Ann Lorient talked about so much? 3% said yes, 48% said no, and 49% said her and the check are both fake. Thank you for your participation in the chat. Thank you for your participation in the poll. As you round this out, y'all, thank you once again for taking your time out to watch the most requested live streamer, okay? Thank you once again, everyone. Vote in the poll on your way out if you just got in here. We talked about the new tour at FDMG, and we talked about Miss Mary Ann, her dad's history, and this fake-ass check via KKC and COGO, all right? Thank you again for taking another live stream of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury, where reality checks are indeed free. And Miss Mary Ann Lorient got a big old reality check today. So, without further ado, reality checks are free. We'll see you next time.